Okay, guys, good morning. How are y'all?
Good.
So at the fun group this morning, we had a few of us in there. We were talking about some of our Ninja 9 activities and what challenges we had. And as I was trying to write them down, I got a couple of them mixed up here. How are we doing on our contest? Good, says someone. So I don't know if I have a slide in the team meeting, so I'm just going to tell you because I don't even know if I've told Earl. So we're having the Fat Tuesday team meeting at the Water Point Center over there by Sam's Boat, 9 to 11, March 5th. That's where we will reveal the contest winner, give away the iPad, and it will be your annual award ceremony. So you'll get the awards from 2018 for the agents and have tons of fun. We'll announce the team winner of the contest, and someone will lose and have to cook crawfish for the people who win, who will get not to cook. And they'll just be general, all kinds of fun words. Any questions about that? March 5th, 9 to 11 on your calendars?
From 9 to 11.
All right, so I'm going to start the meeting, and y'all, let me make sure my phone's on. I want to start with a gratitude video here. As you guys know, we start every day with gratitude. This is Rick up here. He'll be grateful with us.
Be great.
And there's a little video.
Gratitude and giving thanks is really one of the most powerful things you can practice every day if you are committed to achieving anything in life. It's no secret almost all truly successful people talk about the power of gratitude. It's that feeling of being blessed. It's getting grateful with those things you do already have that attract more great things into your life and really just give you the drive to get more, to go out and work for more. When I write down what I'm grateful for, it's always for the things money can buy. You know, thank you for my drive. Thank you for my mental strength. Thank you for giving me the courage not to give up all those times when it seemed impossible, when I know 99% of the people would have given up. Thank you for giving me that strength. Thank you for the character to keep going for months, for years and years without any progress until I turned it around. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my family. You see, these are my real blessings. Money is easy. It's easy to make. It's easy to spend. And when it comes to the end, we can't take any of it with us. Let's make truckloads of it, but let's not stress over it. Thanks for giving me that fire, that mentality to go out and get my dreams. I conquer my goals. I see so many people void of life, void of spirit. So many people that give up and live lives that they don't want to be in just because it's easy. And I'm so grateful that will never be me. I'm convinced one of my greatest secrets to success is that I am always insanely grateful for what I do have. Be grateful for what you have now, and you will soon have more to be grateful for. When I start my day off writing all those things I am grateful for every day, my day starts with power, with pure positive power. Then I'm ready to smash the day, to seize opportunities. My mind is clear and positive, and that energy is so valuable to my creativity and my future success. If there is one thing that I could recommend to all those seeking success, get grateful.
Good stuff, huh?
That was great.
Girl, can you send that to me?
We can post it after the team meeting for everyone. So you know, guys, whenever we look at the activity of actually writing down what we're grateful for me, I text them to my boyfriend, and he texts his to me. What's the difference of just thinking it and writing it? You guys think there's any difference?
When you write it, it makes it real. I mean,
It causes you to actually think about it. And what I challenged you guys to is to go from 3 to 5, because I found that 4th and 5th one to be a little harder to come to, you know, as you get in the habit of doing it. So it's all about your habits. And I know, especially in this role for me, I have this ongoing stress about all of the things I have to do. And so the second my eyes opened, I go there. And that's not really a place, it's kind of an anxiety place, a fear of something wrong or whatever. And so going here instead, forcing it that aside, just give that an opportunity for you guys. So let's do prayer requests. You guys know Terry Poole? So she was not feeling well. She had a funny story to tell where she was watching TV and she just happened to see Susan Lucci on the TV talking about how that women's heart problems can be disguised. And she was having some back pain and not feeling well and realized that she should go. And so she is in the hospital. Earl, you told me here. Okay, she's in St. Luke, room 670 at St. Luke Hospital. She failed her stress test yesterday. She definitely has some heart issues. And she's going to have angioplasty, is that the right thing to say? 2 o'clock today. Edie Untermeyer is having a procedure. I think she had the procedure. So she was having a neck procedure and went to the doctor yesterday. Let's see how you're Earl. So let's keep Edie in your prayers. Hal Griffin, how's Hal doing?
Hal's just trucking along. He had a rough week with his chemo, but he's got a scan on the 19th, which will tell the progression of whether he's doing better or whether he's.
So he's going through that series of chemo, and then he'll have that scan next week and some results next week. So you all praying for him, text him all of that. Robert McGowan's wife, Evelyn, had been in the hospital with kind of an infection due to her heart issues. They had to replace the pacemaker or change the pacemaker. I saw on Facebook, and I asked Robert if it was okay to share this. She's got a little fundraiser going to get herself a service dog. So I'm not 100% sure what even that means, but I thought, I asked him if it would be okay to tell you guys. You could contact Robert or Evelyn, his wife, or look on Facebook to see if you want to give a little bit to that. She must be, I know she's already active in animal stuff, whatever you got, animal people call it. So I think now she needs one for herself. I'm trying not to stay in front of Rick. Carolyn Baker's husband had foot surgery, so he is doing well and healing nicely. And basically my people say, just keep the prayers coming for them. Same thing with Mickey Lyles, doing well, he's home. And keep the prayers coming. Jennifer Wheeler, hanging in there, keep the prayers coming.
Yes.
Hey, Anna,
I'm sorry.
Tiffany, I think we have little lady Jill next door again at Walgreens. She knows we pray every Tuesday at team meeting, so she's got
Her brother is having heart issues and having a procedure done. She wants us to pray for him.
How sweet that the lady at Walgreens knows we pray.
So sweet.
She's the sweetest little lady.
Anyone else have anything?
Their mom's been ill all week. She needs prayers, so she needs better.
Take a prayer, Mom. Okay, I'm putting Weaver on the spot here. Yes, dear.
Our person answers our phone in Huntsville.
Trisha's mom.
Tricia, her mother has cancer and is in really bad shape.
Her mother pretty much has terminal cancer, you guys, and that's a young family, and Trisha's just a wonderful addition up there in Huntsville, and I know that that's.
She could really use our prayers and any support that we can give her. Because her mother's in real terrific pain. They've already sent the nurses in.
So that's Trisha, and one thing that I think I don't say often enough, guys, is on the green sheet where we give to KW Cares, Jennifer made a field so that we can give to anyone on that green sheet whenever you guys have a commission and you're thinking that you'd like to help someone. There's a spot there, is that right, Jennifer? They can just put
It's
the
called
name in?
KW Shares. So KW Cares goes to KWRI. KW Shares down at the bottom is if you put a dollar amount in there in the notes section, if you would put who you would like it to go to, then Mary and I, when we create the disbursement authorizations, we can deduct that money and give that to the individual who you designated.
They basically just cut a check to the person. Does the person have to know who it came from?
They don't have to. We don't disclose that. I always tell like how, you can, we're not gonna disclose it. You can find out the information if you look on the DA. You know, you see
So
the
it is on
property
the DA.
manager, you know.
How's his wife? You know, she had issues too.
She said, all right.
She's doing
She's okay? Okay.
Okay, Weaver.
Yes.
Please pray.
Heavenly Father, we come to you this morning with our hearts open and ask for many requests for our loved ones, colleagues, fellow co-workers, and family. You know what we desire before we ever even ask, but we still come to you and ask for your help. Watch over each of us and guide us throughout the day. Have your Spirit watch over us and our loved ones. We ask these things in Jesus Christ's name, amen.
Thank you. Okay, so Texas Homeland, do you want to talk for a second?
Good morning, Keller Williams.
Morning.
I just wanted to let you all know that, I don't think I've shared this with very many people, but, you know, I had my own accounting firm for decades. And when I got the opportunity to come on board and become an owner of Texas Homeland, I remember I used to office from my home for my accounting firm. And I remember coming in here and, they sat over here where the A-Bears team is now, in that area, or maybe where Judy Regal used to sit. And you guys have such an energy that it energized me. And so it kind of like was my battery charger that I needed at that time. And so I just want to let you know how grateful I am to you guys, because you are such a joy. And such, you just always just seem to, if I'm like lagging along, you can just feel the spirit and the family spirit also. And you guys really help each other. And you know, a lot of times in the professions that we're in, it's kind of a cutthroat. I know in my profession sometimes it can be very cutthroat. And so I just want to say how grateful I am. So talk about gratitudes. I just want to say how grateful I am for all of you, and that you guys are in my life and you're part of my family. And I just, it's always so neat that you guys embrace us and consider Texas Homeland the family too. So I'm going to start by saying that, okay? And I haven't shared that story with many of you. So anyway, also this week I'm doing the title class. And if you haven't come to my title class, I try to make it fun. We go through the actual title commitment. We talk about title issues, and we tie it into the CD. So I think it's going to be Thursday. So if you guys can want to come, and if you've already been, come again. You never know. You might learn something.
Usually has cookies.
Yes, I do have cookies. I do bribe you. Yes, ma'am, Jana.
What about the tax class?
We are working on that. Anna has got something planned for that, and so she asked me to put that on hold. But if you guys have any questions about your personal taxes, come see me. I mean, I will do individual talks about taxes and how it might, there are some big changes, like I talked to you guys last year about it. There are some big changes. I'm going to be sending out an email this week talking about some of those changes. But if you have any specific questions, come see me, okay? All right, have a great week.
And I had asked Donna to teach Agent Financials, which is a straight course right out of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent series. And I looked at the material one day and asked her if she could teach it, and she said, yeah, basically in my sleep I could teach that. And then as the tax changes came, I said, could we add to that? And some feedback I got from some agents is they weren't ready yet with their financials for 2018. So I'll bring that back shortly to the training calendar with some notice so you can plan for it. And Gateway? Sorry, I'm just leaving you sitting here, Rick.
Rick's ready.
Good morning. Just a couple things, not sure everybody's aware, but the market has still been pretty good. Rates are probably dropped down to about 4.5 now. So that's pretty good. I think last time we talked just a few weeks ago, they were 4.7, so they've come back down. So the other thing is I've sent everybody an email and also put this on all the tables. On the 25th, we are going to have the CE class on credit repair, and then of course afterwards, we're going to have happy hour. So I hope everybody can make it. If you haven't RSVP'd, please send me an email or Kathy, just letting us know, because there's only a limited amount. We only have enough for 50, and we're probably over halfway there right now. So, thank you.
So CE credit and happy hour, right?
Yes.
How do we pay for that? Do we bring cash with us, or is it online when we register? How does that work?
She's asking about how they pay
When you get there.
when you get there.
Yeah, just ring it.
Just pay me.
Hey, Anna first.
Right? Okay, so we've got a guest breakfast sponsor here, Rick Kness, with Ravina Homes. You guys remember when we went to the team meeting over there in Woodlands Hills? So we got in a relationship with Rick at that time. Rick used to be a ninja and work at the group in Colorado. He was formerly a KW team leader also in Colorado? Also in Colorado. And now is doing new construction at Ravina. You guys have a flyer. Or do you have a flyer? Do I have a flyer? Okay, I'm handing out flyers. And I'm gonna let Rick talk and tell you about the class he's doing. So welcome, Rick.
Thank you.
And thank you for breakfast.
Yeah, you bet. Always love coming here. So I haven't been here in a while, so it's good to see y'all. I've got a couple of things on your desk there. One is, I get through some of the propaganda here first, but I've got an inventory sheet of what we've got for sale right now. We are overstocked on inventory, so we're trying to give it away. So there's some BTSAs on there, and really, really good prices on these homes, and they're finished. So come out and take a look at those. And then there's another flyer, looks like this. And this kind of goes with the reason I'm here this morning, but next Tuesday, we're gonna have a big, I kind of ran out as I got towards the front. So anyway, next Tuesday, and I got a sign-up sheet, I'm gonna start that here, okay?
Anybody need one of these blue ones?
Next Tuesday, we're gonna have a lunch. It's gonna go from 11 to 1. It's a catered lunch. So I'd love for all of you to come to that. And then followed by a class that I'm going to be teaching here on selling new construction. This class, I guarantee you, you are going to learn some things that you didn't know about selling new construction. And I'm doing this class basically as what you need to know as a realtor when it comes to selling new construction. And so there's a lot of things in here that you may be kind of aware of, but there's a lot of things in here you may not be aware of at all. So what we're going to be focusing on is how you as a realtor can add value to your customer in selling new construction. So as an example, contracts, as you know, completely different than what the Trek contract is. So we're going to go through what those differences are so that at least you know what questions to ask when you're out working with a builder, whoever they are. Because while the Trek contracts are consistent among the entire real estate industry in Texas, every builder has a different contract that they use, but they all have similar things in them. So you need to know the right questions to ask for that. Earnest money is another issue, different than what you typically do. And so you need to know what the builder's thinking when he's charging these different earnest money amounts. We're going to learn how to shake the tree and come up with what the true value of the home is, or the true cost of the home is, I should say, because builders are masters at psychological selling, okay? So they may give you this teaser price here, but you walk out, with some price up here, and they all do it a little bit different. But if you know the right questions to ask, you can figure it out, okay? And so it's your job as a realtor to basically figure that out. What is the true cost of this new home? And then you got to paint a picture for them so that they can accurately see that. And so we're going to cover all those things and more, okay? And so that is next Tuesday at the Woodlands Hills in my model home, the Ravina model home. And this flyer has all that information on it. So what I've got coming around is a sign-up sheet, and I need you to fill your name in there and check if you're going to be there for lunch, and then if you're going to stay for class. So you don't have to, you can come eat, and if you got to go, you got to go. But if you can, we'd love for you to stay for the class and also enjoy the lunch before that. So, anybody have any questions?
How cool is that he's doing it for us?
Yeah, so there'll be some ninja stuff in there too, so. A little bit, so. Thank you all.
Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about your ALC members and your Ninja scorecards and your activities. So we were talking in the fun group, which is where we're giving prizes away and having a discussion before the team meeting about what challenges we might face. And so these are your ALC members who are the captain of your team. So I've got Shelley Faust, Stephanie Miller, both are here. I know Shelley's here.
Stephanie's here.
Stephanie's here. What challenges are you guys seeing with the activities, with your teams, with the contests? You guys want to talk for a minute?
Silly question.
So I know everyone's so busy, it's really hard to even sit down and to fill out the paper. I mean, especially, because we're all running businesses and things like that. And but thank you to everyone who's turned in even one this time. I don't know if everyone's getting my email, so if you're on my team and you're not getting an email, please let me know, because I try to not only just ask you for a scorecard, but I feel like, I'm invested, with my team. I want to encourage you guys. I want to help you. I want to know what you're struggling with, what your successes are. We're also sharing some of our affirmations with each other, and so I'm excited about it. I don't want to ever pressure anyone to turn in a scorecard. This is all in fun. Like I said, I know everyone's busy, but it is for our benefit. Just a short testimonial or confessional. If you read, some of you may have gotten my email this week, but if you're not on my team, you don't know. I have been working on my database. Basically, last year, I just worked my business that was in front of me and did not look at my database. 2017 is when I really, I just started 2016, 17, and so I initially put things into my database but didn't ever really learn to do anything with it. And so last year, like I said, I'd had a really good year. The year before 2017, my business was very successful. I was also successful last year. However, I did not grow. In fact, I did about the same number of transactions, but I made a little less money. And so I want to grow. And so I'm doing some of the hard things. And one of the hardest thing for me has been my database. But I've been hearing it from our leaders, and the programs that we're doing is your business is your database is your business. And so I have really dove in at the start of this contest and really went through my database, took out some people who weren't relevant, looked over some leads that I had followed up with even until the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, and then I just dropped everything. And I found 6 transactions that I missed between $50,000 and $60,000. That business that I was working that I followed up with for several months, these were leads that I had got at open houses, things that I had worked for, and people who had told me, yes, we're going to buy, we're going to sell. 2 of them were buy and sell, double transactions. And I don't even know when I dropped the ball. I can't even remember. And that was very sobering. Last week, I told Anna I was leaving the office, and I walked by her. I know my face was just like, are you kidding me? $50,000, $60,000 is a big deal. It would make a really big difference in my business and in my life. I don't know about you, but this was business that was there. It was right there in front of me, and I missed it. And so I am doing my database. I'm doing my mail out today to my whole database. I'm sending out a Valentine's cookie recipe calendar. So that's all ready to go. I'm going to set up. I am, going to go to the database classes that are available this week. If you got my email, I did send a reminder of those. And yeah, so that's my confessional. It's not fun. And it's not anything to brag about for sure, but learn from my mistakes. I'm gonna learn from my mistakes, and I'm gonna grow this year. And I'm excited about what my business is gonna look like at the end of the year, so.
Yay, she lost 60,000.
Peter, we were just talking about this in the lab before the team meeting, how many times somebody that would be considered A-list or hot list or whatever you want to term it. I mean, Gail, how many times has it happened in your career?
More than what I want to confess.
And the thing is are you guys in there setting up your reminders to keep in touch? The whole concept of your warm list and hot list being in print form so that you can scan it and you don't forget the people in the middle of this big, busy world and database. Do we have a video for the warm list, I think, right?
Yep.
So Earl has a ninja video for us to watch real quick that's kind of on that same topic. That'll be. Did you want to say something, Stephanie?
Sorry, I called you that.
Let's watch this and then you can stop.
Hello. What day is this? If you're a ninja, it's another day in paradise. My name is Larry Kendall, and I'm the author of Ninja Selling. And this is the Ninja Nation, where we talk about all things ninja all the time. Our mission in the next few minutes is to help you stay on the ninja path. Let me ask you this question. How valuable would it be to you to know the 20% of households in your database that are most likely to buy or sell real estate in the next 12 months? Did you know that realtors throughout the country are spending big money buying lists of names, usually by zip code, that tell them the 20% most likely to move? This list of names is generated using what we call big data, or predictive analytics. You don't need to spend big money buying a list of strangers. You can accomplish the same thing by creating a warm list. You have the ability to identify those people most likely to buy or sell by simply doing the exercise on page 47 of your Ninja installation manual. Do you remember it? Have you done it? When you have, you've created what we call a warm list. It's daily habit number 5 of your Ninja 9. And here's the definition of a warm list. It's a list of people who want to buy or sell real estate. But interestingly, they don't know they want to buy or sell real estate. But you know they want to buy or sell because you're observing the changes that are going on in their lives. And finally, they probably want to buy or sell sometime in the next year. So the simple 16-question exercise on page 47 of your Ninja manual will help you create your warm list. And now with your warm list, you'll know where to focus your energy, your time, where to spend your money. Look at your warm list and ask yourself, who should I be paying attention to this week? If you haven't done this exercise yet, please put it on your list of things for this week to get done. This is Larry Kendall, wishing you the very best as you travel to Ninja Path.
So that page that he's referring to about, looking at your database from the idea of do they have change going on, and there's a list that we'll send out on this team meeting just to refresh you guys' memories who don't have it, okay? So, anyway, let's welcome back Vicki Chapman. Love this girl, I'm so excited. New agent Joey Adamson. New agent Morgan Evans. Congratulations to Capper, Matt West. Congratulations, Gail Kane. Talking for herself. Congratulations on your first closing, Baron Wilhelm. Congratulations on first listing, Tish Freeney. So I'm going to go over some awards from January, and whenever you guys watch these come through, here's the thing that I think about when I look at recognition. We're going to be doing our awards, our big award ceremony in March. You guys don't realize when I look at numbers across this industry how much we do in 1 month around here, and how much the people and the talented agents that you're surrounded by are doing. So if you're not getting in relationships, this is one of the reasons I'm doing this team thing. Get to know the people on your team. You can learn so much from other people that you cannot learn just by doing your own thing, okay? So for January, Triple Crown. This means you've done 3 or more per month, right? Story Team, 6. Sellers Group, 2, or 5. They're number 2. No, forget. Sellers Group, 5. Richardson Group, 5. Home Branch, 3. Betty the Lake Team, 3. Lori Kent, 3. Judy Strock, 3. What about your name here, guys? 3 closings a month, right? And then once a quarter, we do a lunch for you. Let's applaud those people. Listing volume, Sellers Realty Group, 4,492,900. That's 1 month. Kane Team, 840,000. Linda Mayer, 1,149,000. Listing units, Home Branch, 6. Frankie Team, 6. Kane Team. Go Kane, the Kane Team, 5. It's a team. Holly Hardy, 7. Close volume. Sellers Realty Group, 1,472,900. Betty the Lake Team, 847,300. Bradley Bean, 1,900,000. Closed units. Story Team, 6. Lady the Lake Team, 7. Lori Kit, 3. Judy Struck, 3. Closed volume over $1 million. I always wish that I was on that list. $1 million in a month, right? Sellers Group, $1.5 million. Richardson Group, a little over $1 million. Bradley Bean, $1.9 million. I think that's that, you guys. Oh, listing volume?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, dear. Sellers Realty Group, $4,492,900. Home Branch, $1,022,450. Bradley Bean, $1,900,000. Kane Team, $1,157,800. Oh, and the mayor, $1,149,000. Awesome, right? Congratulations to all of you. Rookie of the month this month is Mark Kness.
Woo woo! That's my baby.
All right, so the 6 personal perspectives. Oh, there's my wormless video. I go out of order with our over thing. So, when we go to convention this next week, I was thinking about this last night as I was thinking about what to talk to you guys about today. And a different agent I was talking to was asking me the value of Keller Williams. And the 6 personal perspectives, I go back to time and time again myself with the training that Gary does on that and with what he's doing right now for our company. So, making learning-based the foundation of your action. I'm just kind of bringing up a personal perspective every week. I don't have a video on this or anything, but removing your limiting beliefs. I unlimit my thinking and my success. So you decided to be learning-based, you just make that choice. Removing your limiting beliefs, it's harder to do than it sounds. Maybe you have a limiting belief that you're bugging people if you call them. Maybe you're having a limiting belief that I need to go get new leads and there's nobody that I know that wants to buy or sell a house. What Larry said in that last video is 20% of your database is probably making a real estate decision this year. 20%. And then your only problem with that is if you don't have enough people in your database. And then that might be a limiting belief as well. That I don't know people, I can't know people, I'm not good with people. Whatever it is, we all have them. So examining them and going past them is, a big, huge thing that we're always working on. Is there anybody in here that doesn't think they have a limiting belief that holds them back sometimes? You know what I'm talking about, right? All right, so we already did this part. Calendar, what do we have coming up? We have your EH campaigns and marketing. So as we go over in a minute, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on with Command. And so yesterday there was a database lab. We'll continue having database labs. And I'll tell you, not everybody uses the EH database. Not everybody is going to be tuned into the Command database. But I'm watching it from the leadership level for you. There is some awesome training that is happening and will continue to happen. So convention starts, family reunion starts this week on Saturday. It will go through next week on Tuesday. You'll be seeing some live streams come in from family reunion. I recommend that you pay a little bit of attention to this, okay? I think last time that I saw Gary did a live stream, they didn't give us a whole lot of notice, and so it's sort of like you were busy running around. Pay attention to that, that schedule, because they're gonna be releasing so much next week. And I'll be checking in from convention to tell you, there is no team meeting next week on Tuesday. There's no ALC meeting next week on Tuesday. If you guys need property qualification, go ahead and go to Rick's class and just count that as a meeting, okay? So your e-edge campaigns and marketing with Jane. Jane just made a decision to master the database. So then how do you master something the best way is by teaching it, right? So she's watching it, coming in, training on it. Yesterday, if you went to the lab and got your contacts in, my opinion is this: you've got, really, your contacts can be thought of as in a spreadsheet form for your database. I think one of the biggest struggles is the database is a little mucky. There's a lot of people in there that maybe don't belong. Now more than ever, it's going to become important to you. I'm just telling you. If you've been gonna, will, maybe, sorta, thought about it, now is the time, because if you wait until all the bugs are out, like a lot of us feel, yeah, whatever command is, I'll wait till it's ready, you're gonna be so far behind. Yes?
A lot of people yesterday, I mean, Gail came and Gail and Melissa, and they had a lot of their people already in the database, but it was, some of the things that we heard was, it was just sitting down, taking that time, sitting down and cleaning up the database. That was just as important as importing their databases into e-edge. So
Importing a bunch of people who aren't even real, that's kind of a waste of time.
we had one agent who imported her phone call or her phone list, and she had this guy labeled in there, "Do not answer." And she had, so when she had "Do not answer" in a dash ask. And so when it imported into her database and she was cleaning it up, she's like, "Oh my God,
You don't want him in the database.
do not want him in the database." So it was a chance for her to, clean those things up. And so, it's, I encourage you guys to, we're having another one on the
time on
25th.
your schedule to ever sit down and work on the database.
Yeah.
It's never fun. It's never the right moment. I've got lots of stuff I can think of doing that I would enjoy more, but it's one of your activities for a reason, right?
Right, and the people that did come in, I think that they were grateful to set that time aside. They got credit for it being a class, if you're on a property desk, and they had that time, they could come and go, but they had that time to actually sit and work on your database. We had Earl show them how to import or create groups or whatever the case may be, so.
What do you want to say, Bill?
What Earl printed out for us, which was step by step of being able to export into a CVS file and to get it cleaned up. If you don't go to those classes, you're going to be going to Earl and saying, "I don't know how to do this," and Earl doesn't have that time to do the individuals. That's why he does the class. So it's imperative to come and just focus on that time. You can take the printout that he did, and you could possibly do it from home, but you're going to miss something. And it's so much easier to do it in that time frame instead of coming back later. I'm preaching to the choir right now,
Well,
but
just say that your contacts are in there, but they're not cleaned up. You just come in and take that time.
it's the exporting it.
Individually help us.
Yes.
In the class.
So it works
staff
then
will
that you get to do that, and then today, for those that were there yesterday that got to clean up their databases a little bit, today they could come in and take Jane's class and see how, now that they got their database clean, she could show them how to set them up on campaigns and do the marketing.
Well, and here's the deal, guys. If you're gonna have the limiting belief that I'm not tech savvy, I can't do that, that sounds hard, right? Is it ever gonna go away that you're gonna need to work on it? Is it ever not so much money that you're losing so much per year that you just don't put it on your schedule? So, that class is today, okay? The green sheets, your path to payday, this is actually, Tiffany's gonna teach that class, and that is today, right? So you've got database later, and then green sheet class for you guys. The Ninja Principles #2, Stop Selling, Start Solving. So Ninja Principles, there's 4 of them. Right now they're every Wednesday. We're gonna combine those in March so that they're just on one day with the skills groups. Right now, you guys still need to keep just coming to these principles until you start to get them. I can tell you don't have them yet whenever I ask you some questions about them, right? And it's okay because I'm just like you, I just decided to learn it. Why? Because we know that it's a nice, simple system. Listing agreements on Wednesday, skills group pricing objections.
And that was changed to 2 to 3 on Wednesday.
Listing agreements moved from 2 to 3, Matt is saying. He just had a conflict on his schedule, and thank you, Matt, for coming in and teaching those all the time. You guys don't even realize sometimes the mega agents that come in and teach you. The pricing objections, Ruth, do you have anything to say about the skills part of that?
It's going to be a live webinar about positioning your listings in the market, considering the absorption rate and things like that. They keep telling us we're going into a shift. I did notice a little bit of change in the employment for the Houston MSA. It's not quite as good as the rest of the state of Texas, and that's our big leading indicator. So it's going to be how to position your listing so that it sells. And we have handouts, things you can take away from it.
So you guys know what she's talking about when she says absorption rate. You guys understand how much employment affects your economy. The rest of the nation is going under a shift. If you guys aren't aware of that, Houston is a little different. We have a very strong economy. Montgomery County, very strong economy. But does the rest of the nation affect all of the nation, right? So if you have agents that you know in other parts of the country, they're going through a shift, meaning they're swinging back towards a buyer's market. So how can that affect somebody that's relocating over here for you? There's lots of variables. That what I love is just you come to team meeting and you get the info and then you can have those conversations. And so this live webinar that we changed the time on this because it's an actual live webinar that, I don't know if it's Larry doing it.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was. So pricing objection class. Oh, not Pearl. I think I did the power button.
blanked it.
Oh, sorry guys. Okay, buyer rep agreements, is that one right, Matt? Oh, it's not your class.
That's not
No,
mine.
I've got a little insane. Commitment to close, that's what Donna Rodriguez was talking about with the title company class. Family reunion, so we'll be there, Ruth and Jennifer and I, and bringing you some content from that. Okay, so Houston Association. I had really been searching around to get you guys some continuing education classes. I found out that I could bring HAR here for free, but we have to get 20 people. Then you guys get continuing ed, 3 hours each from Matrix 1 and Matrix 2. So maybe you think you know Matrix 1 and Matrix 2. I believe that you probably could use a little bit of touch up on it. So I need you to RSVP for those. That is next week on Monday. Trainer coming up here to teach you. So there'll be one in the morning and one in the afternoon, obviously, right? So you guys do me a favor and sign up for those. Then I'm gonna also bring a series of CE training stuff from HAR moving forward. That's the first one. And you know, when they were doing the CMA training last week, everybody was realizing that Matrix, we still don't quite have a great CMA system coming from that yet. Craig?
Is that the same course, just twice?
No, so Matrix 1 and Matrix 2. So advanced level, you know.
Do they keep track of your training somehow? Like, is there like, where do we go to see where we are with our?
Your instructor will give you that information at the class and they'll turn it into the real estate commission for you.
So we'll
Or
be able
maybe
to
you
see it
turn it in.
online or something?
Track.
You
Just
can
go
see
to
it on
contract.
our website. You can see
You
it.
can look at it on
Okay.
And it'll show everything you've done.
Great.
So say I took 3 hours continuing ed and it got turned in. Then on my Trek website, you can go and look at all the education I've had. It's all public information. And then when you go to renew, especially you new agents, you need to realize you're gonna need 98 hours now.
SAE of the new ones, which
Yes.
is different than the CE.
So CE,
Is after your 2 years.
okay,
The first 2 years is the SAE. That you've got, like, I think now it's like 180 hours you've got to do. It's huge. But you've got to do those first 2 years of SAE, and then after that,
and
it's
then
the CE.
continuing ed?
So does this count for us at all? Like,
No, but you need to go
I mean,
to
I'll go
it.
anyway.
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
yeah.
Okay.
That won't count for a new agent.
I don't think so.
SAE is
Yeah.
like specific,
Well,
they
it-
want specific classes.
doesn't count.
You gotta go online.
Let me
and look
verify
what
you
they
guys,
have.
and I'll see if you got some information.
It's so good to have, I just,
You need,
I
yeah.
like to be ahead of you, you know?
And I have a question about this. So if we took these, when Matrix was first rolling out, you know, they were doing, is this the same class, or do you think that they need some?
Well, I think Matrix has
Updated
made a lot of
information.
changes, and
Have
those
they?
instructors are going around teaching this class all the time, so,
Okay.
you know, I'm thinking, like, let's
It'd
say I
probably
try to
be-
teach you Matrix, I'm not gonna teach you the way
Right.
these people are gonna be able to teach you. These are HAR people. No, I think it'd be probably,
If we ever get a chance to have Supra come here, because they've made some huge changes on the Supra, would be an advantage for us. I mean, they're rolling out all updates right now, and I'm seeing it, I'm sure a lot of the others have seen the updates on your app. So, but you know, we're having to learn it the hard way of after they've rolled it out. But if that's an opportunity to get someone here, HAR may have somebody.
oh yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Mhm.
I still have that old school.
They're, oh, that little whole thing, yeah.
You've got like the app on your phone? It's a whole new
Totally
interface now.
changed.
It's awesome.
Totally new.
I know who's going into every one of my listings exactly. It shows up, and if I'm showing, it shows up, and if the agent's done their job, it shows up the whole listing and all the information about it.
Well, and
So-
you guys know that the clients can pull up and see how many houses you've shown. So when they look at your HAR profile and they're deciding to do business with you, they can see how many houses you're actually going to see. So in case you're not aware of that, that's out on the other end as well.
But it doesn't count when it's condos.
Well,
Right.
if it's combos, that's right.
Yeah, you're
Messing up.
No, it's fine. Golly, girl. I'm trying to do this.
Something I did.
No, no, no. You're good. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, we talked about this. Okay, what about Remine? Are you guys familiar with what that is?
No.
That is through HAR, and it is a, somebody who knows what it is.
Predictive
Explain it to me.
Yeah.
Predictive analytics of what the homeowners are doing.
I'm like what
So-
Rick was talking about.
Like a map search on this, like you can pick a neighborhood and tell how many people have children under 5.
Well, and so I asked if we could get a training class up here for it, since we really don't even understand what it is. And so if you want to put that on your calendars, that's March 26th. If you guys don't know, you have a real estate transaction person in the office. I would like for you guys to realize that she can do contract to close for you. That's why I brought her in. She's also teaching the dot loop classes. Get your template set up. She's doing that for us. You know, she's not an employee, so please pay attention to getting your templates and your dot loop where you need it, especially with the changes that are coming. All right, so market share, I've talked to you guys about last meeting. I bring it up every time because, do you guys realize that you can just print this off, have the conversations about it, put it in your listing presentations, talk to your consumers about why does it matter, why work with you. This is just units and volume for both area 19 and 39. You can pull it in any area that you want to. Always available to you. This is a current kwstats.com from January. This one in front of me is area 19. Area 19. So what do you guys see here? Like, right, we always make the red box to tell you that the sweet spot of the market in this instance is 140 to 500. Your number of units per month in area 19, your average days on the market. See how that's going above 30? You guys see that? What is your month supply of inventory? 6.9 January of 19 compared to 5 a year ago. What does that indicate to you? Slowing down a little bit, more inventory. Could we go into at least a neutral market? It's always a matter of how much inventory. So if somebody tells you asks you how's the market doing, well, depending on where they are, where they live, and depending on their price range, you can talk about the market being neutral or still swinging in the, this is area 19. So here's area 39. And if you're having a conversation with a seller who's priced up in this high price category and looking at these days on market, are they gonna sell, right away? You're able to have this kind of quick, easy conversation with them when somebody says, how's the market? And then also, of course, you're gonna dig down in your CMA. But this is a nice overview visual for a client to say, look, we've got 9 months of inventory right now. That is increasing. That's how you know well in advance whether or not you're gonna swing in the other direction of a buyer and seller market. And so you don't have to guess how the market's doing because you see it every team meeting. And you guys know that you can go print those for yourselves with your name on there, right? Just include it in your pricing conversations. And then at that training, Thursday? You guys can talk more about that. I want you guys to really understand what your inventory looks like. Is your market up or down year over year? And then I'll continue to talk about it all year.
Anna, can I just share something? So I used that for the first time yesterday. Our Chamber of Commerce has a Marketing Monday, and I got to share that with that group, and everyone was super impressed, by the way. So thank y'all for helping me with that. And you know, it really does, you talk about making yourself the expert and providing value to your community. And you know, that's just one way to do it, to share that with them. So.
Well, and so you can pull your area that you're in. You can take a Kelly Snap, which just takes you mere seconds to pull an entire neighborhood or zip code and all of that. So since I don't have much time left here, do you have a video that you want to play?
I made my pie sync video.
You did what?
I made a pie sync video.
Pie sync?
Yeah. So something that they've added to Command.
Okay, so before Earl plays his video, because I'll close out the meeting with this video about what Command is doing, I want to show you, let's show them how to get to something. There are some training videos on Command that if I really considered playing this entire video for you guys today, because I don't think you understand yet what's coming.
So give me a shot to get there?
Show me how to get there. So you go to your KW Connect, right?
Yep. And then we went to, hang on, I gotta find that one. Okay, in KW, well, this is weird. It's like a weird thing to get to right now.
Click on this command training for me, Earl, down here.
Which one?
This, I'm sorry, you can't see my finger.
Okay, I saw your finger. So
there is a series of 4 videos that are around 30 minutes each. Well, they are 30 minutes each because they came from the live. There is a live release every 2 weeks right now where they're launching the latest, one of the top KW instructor or people in the technology side are coming in and doing these update on the labs. In Command, there are 4 videos. If you guys were to go watch 1 through 4, your understanding of what Command is doing. I understand that that's a lot of time, but a 30-minute piece in the background, you guys will just go, oh my God, I've got to do what she's saying about this database. So go to KW Connect. Do that again, Earl.
KW Connect.
And go to your resources, try resources.
Are there resources or resources? We're gonna go here.
And KW Connect Live, you guys see that?
And then it's-
Then let's just say you were watching the live as they come in, and you're going to be getting that. They're going to live stream in next week from convention quite a few times. They haven't released yet exactly, but they'll probably do Gary's speech and state of the market and things like that. So over here on the left-hand side, other resources, command training. If you guys had one action after today to just go take a look at this, watch, I don't care, 10 minutes of session number 1 and you'll be in. And then as you start to get ready for what's coming. And Earl has a little video, I'll close with that, and then we'll send you out some more info as we go.
I'll make a 1 through 4 on these, because those are really weird and confusing.
Earl will help us to
That will help you.
point to where I want you guys to go.
Okay, so this is an overview of what I'm gonna show you. They know that people have data everywhere. I mean, so in Command, they found this program, and it's actually pretty cool. It's called PieSync. And PieSync, basically what you can do is you can just log into, once the app has been added to PieSync, you'll be able to log into whatever program you're using and sync it with the Command database. And the cool thing is, it works bi-directional. So you can still have your whatever you're using, and that data is, you can input it in either place and it syncs together. So I just thought I would show you this video. I thought it was probably the neatest thing about, well, not the neatest thing I've done, but I thought it was really neat, and I found found it 2 days ago, or Saturday. So, anyway,
Figured,
let's watch it.
and this is the really cool
3
part,
minutes.
right? So
3
the
minutes.
number one feature of Command obviously is the database. This is the core of your business. In here, you'll be able to import your database in a multitude of ways. So the first thing you see here is eEdge. You can sync your eEdge accounts and it'll automatically feed in here. On the left side panel, we show what it's gonna look like, where you can access your contacts. But then there's a really interesting here thing, PieSync. This is a way to two-way sync your contacts across 150 applications. And so what you'll be able to do here is sync any of these accounts or drag and drop a CSV as well. And what it's gonna do is gonna populate command and show you in real time what this database is gonna look like. Now, I know we talked a little bit about PieSync in lecture before, but I really wanna make sure you guys understand what the power of PieSync is. And so, really quickly, I'm in command right now. I'm gonna go to settings, and I'm actually gonna walk you through a little bit of PieSync, why that's important. And so, PieSync allows you to connect over 150 applications where your contact database might live. And so, I've already done that with Google Contacts. So I'm gonna show you real quick how you can add connections. And so you can do this in settings. Really recommend you do it in the onboarding process. But so what you're gonna see here is you're gonna see a multitude of apps you can send command to, and you can do a two-way sync, which is really cool. So I've done Google Contacts. In here you'll see things like BombBomb, Contactually, a lot of the CRMs you might be using out there today, like Emma, Desk.com with Salesforce. You can actually come in here, click that application, choose an existing account. So obviously the way it's going to configure, know who you are is by your email address or your account based on that. And so this is right now, this is in development environment, but so the box will be a little bit bigger, but what you will be able to do is two-way sync or one-way sync from your Google Contacts into Command and vice versa. So ideally, if you want it to be most accurate, we'll do two-way sync. And then in here, you can actually manage the connection rules. You can avoid duplicates, you can sync deletions if you delete Google Contacts or Command, it will be accurate. And here you can actually map the data into Command. So I can say, hey, that's not accurate, I don't want the middle names to sync there. And you can configure this entire thing and just start syncing all within the app. And so the goal here is if you want to populate your database and it's kind of fragmented, it lives in multiple different areas, you will be able to do that as when you first set up in Command. Very important, obviously, that we get your database in here, get it as accurate as possible, because this is going to be a majority of your interactions are going to revolve around your clients in Command. And so this was something we wanted to bring to the onboarding process, but make it super easy to just upload all of your contacts, whether you got it in a CSV, whether you have it in eEdge, or you have it in any other application. We wanted to make it seamless for you to integrate and bring those contacts over to Command as easy as possible. So that is the third step of the
So I have a question. So it will sync your Facebook contacts to your database?
I don't know about Facebook, but the ones that I was messing with were, well, the ones that the reason it seemed cool to me is because we were doing that database class yesterday.
Right.
And it was either taking it out of an Android device or out of iCloud. And like this automatically does that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do a conversion process to get it there. It just should automatically sync.
I saw that Facebook.
So I'm just
Guys,
wondering
once
if
you
it
get
pulls their email address.
Once you get your contacts in, and I don't know the answer about social media, but it's going to link with your social media to easily post social media ads and boosts. And then also neighborhoods. So let's say that I have some people who live in Walden. It'll create automatic, up-to-date, current landing pages for your neighborhoods so that your clients always have an active way to go check the most current on their neighborhood or neighborhoods they're interested in. I mean, I would encourage you to go watch that training videos, and also I'll be bringing it to you after we go live next week. Just be prepared that next week you're going live, and if you're gonna wait until it all works perfectly, you're just gonna be behind. I'm just telling you. So, okay, I'm done. You guys go on to virtual tour. Have a fantastic week. You don't have limiting beliefs.
Who won the contest?
Oh, hold on, let me tell you about the contest. Sorry. Right now,
scorecards.
well, I've got the scorecards, and teams, I need you guys to make sure you're turning them in to your captains so that I can get accurate tallies. Right now I have a total team list And Brian Richardson's group is winning the contest so far. In second place is Stephanie Miller's team. Find out who's on your team. Stephanie, you have 1368. Brian has 1543. Biggest challenge is adding people to your database, so what are you gonna do this week, right? Shelley Faust is third. And if you guys wanna know who's cooking, it's probably Donna Story's team, but she is still determined to get some people more involved in her team. So if you're on her team, rally around. In the fun groups before team meeting, Shelley's 1011. And Donna's, she probably didn't want me to say, 407. That's not nice to laugh.
And I think half of those are hers.
Now. So,
Yeah, so she needs
if you're
help.
on her team, she needs help. But the fun groups will be continuing to give away prizes. I'm giving away an iPad at the awards ceremony. Someone on the winning team will win the iPad. And if you're an agent and you think, oh, I can't play, I'm too far behind, somebody on the winning team, you will have had to have had a score turned in to be in that drawing. And then some other prizes and stuff too. So have fun with it and just sell some houses. I'm not doing it because I think it's, you know, like I like to have fun or something. I want you guys to have great lives. Okay, have a great week.
How you doing, man? I'm alright.
Anna, when are we spinning?
So they worked really hard on it.
Yeah.
It won't fit, that's why they have it almost down there.
Okay, so.
Well, that could be
I've been working hard on my cards. I know.
Okay, so wait a minute, I'm supposed to let somebody from the winning team spin?